Hi, my name's Sue Ellam, and I'm a professional tarot reader and have been for 25 years. And I use a mythic tarot, which is based on Greek mythology.
And I'm Carrie Beleno. I'm an intuitive Reiki master teacher and a spiritual life coach. Sue and I have been working together for, I don't know, it seems like forever, but I don't know.
Since May. I think since May.
May. I mean, we were talking way before that. So we just
Yes.
disclosed our ages to each other and had a hoot riot laughter thing. So it's all good. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll tell you what they are someday. Okay. So today's word, funny enough, I did a video on this for my email list last week or so. So it's funny that we picked it because I do think I'm very curious to see what you bring to the table with it for the 3 cards that you're going to pull. So the word is illumination.
Ah. Something I have plenty of here, hence my white face.
Oh yeah, she's got great London light there.
It's interesting. Okay, so illumination. It can make you, the 5 of Cups, when things are illuminated, it can be very uncomfortable. It can create a feeling of betrayal, a feeling of grief, a feeling of loss, because when we are in an unilluminated state, we're in the dark. We really don't know what's going on around us. We don't really know what's at the heart of matters. And illumination, though necessary, is often painful, and people would prefer to stay in their nice, dark, comfortable cave with not knowing. You don't know what people think about you. You don't know what your friends are doing when they're not, or they're saying. You don't know. And then you can make up your own story about what you think is the truth. But when the light shines on that, it shines into that cave of yours, or ours, where we're very comfortable in our own truth, our own belief systems. This is about belief systems as well. It can be really painful when the light shines in there, and we find that our belief systems, the things that we've held on to, sometimes for years, sometimes for a lifetime, were only a manipulation, and they aren't true. And we feel betrayed. We feel betrayed by the people who told us we should be thinking this way. We feel betrayed by society sometimes, or going further than that, we feel betrayed by our governments, by the world leaders. It can come in all different forms, dependent on what your belief systems were for the beginning. But illumination is coming, and it's coming much faster these days when the light is being shone. And I think this is partly why there's so much rage, and there's so much anger, and there's so many demonstrations, and there's so much violence that's going on. It's because illumination's coming, and people are so appalled at what they've been led to believe. What they've led to believe is the truth, and their physical lives have been altered, because they've got to shift their whole mindsets, or hold on with desperation to their beliefs of the past, hoping that they can get away with it. So this is something that is quite often a painful process. It's not just turning a light on; it's all the repercussions of what that light, what shadows it's going to expose. lends you up in the position of the moon, and the moon is about confusion, not knowing, you can't see clearly when the moon's out. And illumination is the opposite of that. So it drives out confusion as well. So it's really important that it happens. Though it's a painful process, often it's a painful process, but it's important because we need to know where we're going. Each one of us needs to have a clear idea of what our path is, what our path ahead is. And that is so that we can not be just pulled along by fate or by the manipulations of others. We're not being pulled along without having an anchor. We need the illumination, so we have an anchor. So then we can kind of connect with our source. We connect with our core and say, okay, this is, who I am, and from this place of solidity, this place of knowledge, then I can move on from there, and I know where I'm going. And once the illumination is truly, we know where we are, what we're doing, and the shadows have been all kind of pushed away. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is about money and resources coming, abundance coming. Abundance can't really come in full when we're hiding and subscribing to the manipulations, the other stories that people are telling. We can't have true abundance. We can't have a free energy when we aren't truly being our authentic selves. And our authentic selves can only come to being when the illumination has come to us, and we are looking through a clear window. You know what? It's like how different it is when you've got a clear window and when you have a kind of one that's dirty. You can't see clearly. So when you've got your window's clean, then abundance will follow. But illumination is really important, and as I said, can be a bit painful.
Well, thank you for that. I wasn't quite sure the direction that, like, I know what I did in my video, but I wasn't quite sure the direction that I needed to go today. And I think I'm going to play off of something that you said. The illumination is going to happen. It is happening already. So there's 2 points to that. When the truth starts to become illuminated, the things that no longer serve us, the chaos, the breaking down of the structures, it all gets louder. And Sue touched on this for a second. That chaos and that screaming, it gets louder. It's kind of like the ship is sinking and everybody's screaming SOS. So don't be disconcerted by the chaos getting louder. That just means we're getting closer to the illumination. We're getting closer to the truth. And also, that being said, I really, and this is my work as a spiritual guide, as coach, is to make sure that you are your happiest and healthiest. And we are not our healthiest and our happiest and our most sane and peaceful when we are jumping down rabbit holes. It can be fun for the first 5 minutes, but if you are searching for illumination by following every thread of every conspiracy theory, of every doorway, it's going to drive you nuts, and it's going to make you unhappy, and it's going to make you angry. So the illumination is going to happen. It's already happening. You do not need to investigate. You do not need to, pay for research. You don't need to do any of that. It's all going to come to the surface. So my recommendation, while we're waiting for the chaos to quiet down, and we're in that moment of not being asleep anymore, and waiting for the truth, if you will, to come forward and illuminate this bit of darkness that we're in right now. The best thing you can do to speed that up is to be your light. The thing that you can do to facilitate it is to be your gentlest, your happiest, your most peaceful, your most balanced, your most harmonic. That's the best medicine that you can give the chaos as the illumination is starting to come forward. So please, if you have trouble doing that, reach out to me either here in the comments. Sue and I could certainly address it, or reach out to us personally.
Yeah, it's definitely the time of illumination, isn't it?
I can't wait.
And I'm just looking at my illumination.
Yeah, you're fading fast.
I've got this ring light, and I keep trying to change it in different places because it's quite dark outside. It's going to get darker here. I look a bit like a layer cake at the moment.
And my schedule is so funky.
Just tune in to how Sue's going to look today.
That's pretty funny.
I still have work to do on this particular positioning, obviously.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's it for us today.
Okay.
Join us next time, and please share, like, and subscribe in the meantime.
Yeah, and may the illumination be with you.